Okay, it's postulation time because again, like I have these like things that seem to match up, but I don't have empirical data evidence. Um, Memphis is the birthplace of kings, and Occidental is the resting place or the home of kings, right? In Egypt didn't have kings; they had pharaohs, but the pharaohs were pilgrims from other parts of Africa. Then, and before they were that, there were women, and there was uh, uh, um, paternalistic. You know how you have like the right side of the bed and the left side of the bed. Like they had the right side of the country and the left side of the left side and the right side of the continent. Um, but thousands, I guess, of years went by, and the paternalism became dynastic. I was watching this show, and the technology they had was to cut basalt, which basalt is 7 out of 10 on the diamond scale. In order to cut it, you would have to have diamond technology, and they had tempered, heat blasted shit that we like with the on the same rock. Like there was also polished to such gloss and luster, like this hard stone, that they would have had to have diamond dust technology, diamond dust, and the amount of heat that they had to use to um, to flame temper these surfaces on their ceramics, which even their ceramics had to be diamond cut, which is really weird because they were doing things like with clay that were like clay. It was more chemical. The what's it called? The complexity was in the chemical compounds, not in necessarily the material. You know what I mean? It was in the alchemy. Then these propellers, they're not really made to propel like a boat or a plane. They're propelling frequency sounds, and if you tap it, it will ring like ding, like crystal. So you're talking about like tempered clay that rings like fucking crystal. Like the show was like they had granite that is shiny like china, like fine china, dude. We don't even have the output to do that, right? So okay, let me get off this for a second because the resting place of kings or the home of kings was, and the birthplace of kings was allowed to commensurate inside of the same place where the pharaohs take a pilgrimage to, right? And they were encoding language. This they had the priests meta nature means mother nature. So all this is going on in this place, and the meta nature is like a kiosk, right? That it tells you what you're gonna find when you're there, and it means mother nature. Like all these animal references, you know that there's not like any such thing as a man with a bird head or anything, but like the birds have angles, and so just like with the all of the alphabets and characters and used in writing, they have angles, and they impart different so many different degrees of the same numerology in relationship to the deities of that culture, right? So they're encoding all. And who are the kings, right? You want to know who are the kings that were there? Since they didn't have kings, those were the Israelites. What we think of today as have been slaves. They had the most tactically sound weaponry of all of the war clans, and that now slave tribes usually make do, and they have the what's it called, the it's like a style, like a fighting style that goes along with an implement that would not be like the finest crafted, right? So this just lets you know. So like it's just it does totally change the way you think about it without demonizing anybody's thought process because they don't have the tools going forward. You can't really expect, much, but to have to tone down rhetoric and everything and allow people to go through the curriculum that you already have been through before, and that happens on multiple levels. Uh, on multiple levels. So I think that's it. If I missed anything, jeez, I always do. But next time.